Hey guys, what's going on? So in today's video, I will be covering a section from the canon book, Secrets of the Sith. So pretty much this book is all about Palpatine's thoughts on many different things and characters. And it's written from Palpatine's point of view, which makes everything much more enticing and just interesting. So today I'm going to read what he says about the Skywalkers. He talks about each of the Skywalkers individually and gives some information about them. It's quite interesting. I may jump in from time to time to give my take, but without any further ado, let's begin. The Skywalker legacy has been tied to the Force through ancient prophecies and their bloodline's undeniable potential. My most powerful apprentice, Darth Vader, proved incapable of fulfilling his destiny with the dark side, but I have continued to watch the generations that followed him with great interest. Yeah, so Palpatine never really trusted or wanted Vader. Since Anakin lost his limbs and went into the suit, he just wasn't nearly as powerful, and Palpatine and Vader knew this. Palpatine actually sought many new apprentices over the years to see if they could replace Vader, as well as sending many people to try and kill the Sith Lord to see if he was still worthy in Palpatine's eyes. Palpatine talks about Luke for maybe the first time in detail. He says, "A self-appointed Jedi Master, the great Luke Skywalker wasted his life attempting to rebuild the fallen Jedi Order. That pathetic dream was shattered when Skywalker's prized pupil, his nephew, Ben Solo, turned against the Order's teachings and cut down his fellow students. Skywalker wallowed in self-pity, fleeing into seclusion and abandoning the ways of the Force. His exile allowed me to set in motion the plans for my return. Yet, if not for Luke Skywalker, perhaps none of my efforts would have been necessary. It was he, as a young rebel pilot many years ago, who destroyed the Empire's first orbital battle station, the Death Star. It was he who trained by exiled Jedi Masters Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda to harness the powers of the Force, in hopes the boy may rise against me. And it was he who resisted my influence, turning his back on the dark side and the chance to rule the galaxy as my new apprentice. Skywalker would have been struck down for his insolence, if not for the duplicitous actions of his father, Lord Vader. How fitting then, that Skywalker would ultimately give his own life in a battle against the child whose soul he failed to save, Ben Solo, the boy who became Kylo Ren. So once again, this is just Palpatine explaining how he wanted to get rid of Vader and take Luke as his own apprentice, which obviously we know doesn't happen, and Luke rejects the temptations of the dark side. Palpatine continues, saying, "Luke Skywalker was not the only offspring of Lord Vader to stand against me. His twin sister, Leia Organa, was secretly away as an infant and raised as royalty on the planet Alderaan. She learned the art of diplomacy from her adopted father, a Republic traitor named Bail Organa. Those skills were wasted fostering a rebel alliance to oppose my rule. If Leia had proved to be strong in the Force, as her father and brother before her, perhaps I could have turned her to the dark side. But Lord Vader's betrayal ensured that would not come to pass. Instead, she chose a path far less rewarding. Yet, as a leader in the Resistance, Leia managed to become a constant thorn in the side of the First Order. Even with her brother dead and her son devoted to the dark side, the Princess of Alderaan continues to disrupt my plans. But her foolish acts will be in vain. Her will may be strong, but I have great experience bringing Skywalkers to heel." This is an interesting extract, because we never really heard Palpatine talk about Leia. He knows quite a lot about her and discusses her wasted potential in not learning the ways of the Force, or at least not maximizing it, as we know she gave up her training in order to help her son. Palpatine next talks about Kylo Ren. He says, "Young Ben Solo possessed what all masters live to see, raw, untamed power. But a great conflict raged within the boy as well. Not only did his inner turmoil make him heir apparent to his grandfather, Lord Vader, It also made him the perfect pawn. Using Snoke as my proxy, I reached into the boy's mind, influencing his choices. I turned him against the new Jedi Order that was rising in my absence. I severed his bonds to his family and broke his ties to the light. Once reborn as Kylo Ren, he was mine to control. From the shadows, I shaped him into a worthy apprentice. Not a true Sith, but equally powerful in the dark side. Rising to become a champion of the First Order, Kylo Ren helped spread fear in the galaxy once more. Yet, even after striking down Snoke and seizing control of the First Order, the boy remains conflicted. His Force connection to the girl, Rey, a bond I helped to facilitate, has left him unbalanced. The final traces of light within him struggle to regain control. I have left him one final test to prove his worth. Kill the girl, end the Jedi, and rule the galaxy. Even though he knows what he must do, I fear my young ally lacks the strength to do it. So this book is set in the middle of the rise of Skywalker, because Kylo has been given his task of killing Rey. Palpatine knew that there was conflict in him, and that he may not possess the strength to kill her, which we ultimately see is true when he turns back to the light at the end of the film. What sticks out to me is Palpatine calling him a worthy apprentice, but not a true Sith, however equally powerful in the dark side. Kylo Ren really tried to use his hate, and he was powerful, but Palpatine would never see him as an equal. Now Palpatine says a lot about Anakin, so I won't read everything, but I'll choose what I think is the most interesting. He begins saying, "None in this galaxy has ever proved my equal in the power of the dark side, but in matters of the Force there is one bloodline that cannot be ignored, the Skywalkers. My most powerful apprentice, Darth Vader, was born a Skywalker. Though his darkness was feared across the galaxy, there remained a loathsome spark of light buried within him that he failed to smother." I love hearing him say that others rival him. I just feel like that fact would annoy him so much. The Skywalkers were really powerful in the Force. Palpatine also mentions Anakins Fears, which led him to turn to the dark side. As Anakin's powers intensified, so did his emotions. He wanted more than his feckless order could offer him. I planted seeds of doubt in his mind about the Jedi and their dogma, but it was not doubt that would lead young Skywalker to abandon the Jedi path. It was love, and the fear of losing it. Though romantic entanglements were forsaken by the Jedi, Anakin entered a forbidden union with a senator from Naboo named Padme Amidala. Unsettling premonitions of his pregnant wife's demise troubled the boy. He was willing to do anything to prevent that future from unfolding, and I was there to offer him a solution. Now, something that I personally disagree with is the fact that the Force gave Anakin the dreams. I have always thought that it was Palpatine that gave him the dreams of Padme, and it honestly makes the whole story work better and more fun in my head. Palpatine's plans are far more cunning and manipulative if he was the one to place the dreams. We know that he has that Force power because he has used it before in the comics and books, so I do hope that at some point they change this in canon, however I think that's very unlikely. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Let me know what you thought of these extracts. I think they are very interesting. If you enjoyed it, let me know because there are tons of other little things in this book that I can make videos on. He talks about almost everything from the creation of the clone army to how we built the final order, so let me know in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, and may the Force be with you.